Hey guys, it's me, Ashley. I just wanted to connect with you this month of February to kind of just talk about some stuff, some stuff about love and just some stuff about healing. I'm gonna just start with a story. I got a text message the other week from a friend of mine who her friend lost a baby, and when I reached out and said, "Hey, do they want any resources? Can I talk to them?" My friend said she just wanted to forget about it and never talk about it again. Um, I think that's kind of something that we as people just tend to do, right? Like if we find something that's so hard and that's just really tough, we tend to not want to talk about it. Like we just want to push it away, pretend it doesn't exist. There are other times in our sadness and our grief that we go to other things for that. To instead of just pushing away, we just don't. We go to drugs, we go to alcohol, we go to food, or so many other things. Sometimes it's just like fitness, to not think about the emotions that are behind what we're doing. In certain times that's great, maybe to just get some of it off our chest, or whatever. But when it comes to losing a child, you can't just forget that. You can think you can, and you may forget for a little while, but eventually it'll always come back. Maybe the day that they were supposed to be due. Maybe it's the day that you miscarried or they were born or whatever. Maybe it's someone bringing up another baby and it just happens, or you're in the car and a song that isn't even related just comes out of the blue and you just think of it. I don't think it's healthy for us to just think, oh, let's just forget about it and pretend it never happened. That's not the way to live life. That's not the way to just do things. We need to understand our emotions behind it. We need to understand the concept that's going on. I think it's just important that when we lose a child that we take that time to really sit and focus on what's going on and how we feel and our emotions behind it, and not just right away just jump to something else, because that's not okay. That's not how this should work. I think one of the main reasons we need to do that is because of love. No matter who you are, when you find out you're having a baby, whether you're the father or the mother, you have so much love for that child. You love it more than life itself. You will do anything for that baby, no matter what. And the main thing is that you can't just get rid of that love. You can't just push it out and just move on and just be like, well, I don't have any more, so who cares? That's not how this works. Your love for that baby is always going to be there. It's never not going to be there. Even if you have children before or after, it's always going to be there. Because you started with that love from the very beginning of you finding out. And that baby knew how much you loved it even before you knew you loved it. And so we just need to take that time to understand the loss that's behind it, and that love will always be there. And eventually you're going to remember. Eventually it's going to come to you, and it may just, instead of being this thing that you grieve and are able to move on, it's going to be this huge thing that just blows up and you don't understand why. And there's just so much going on with it. The other thing is, as people, we tend to not love ourselves, especially during the grieving times. We may take some time out to grieve, but later on in life, the further out you get, the more time has passed, we don't take that time for ourselves. We get busy. There's work, there's school, there's, potentially children, or you have a husband, or you just have life. You just have life going on. And how many times in our lives do we stop and say, hey, I love me. I love me, and I will do things that bring that love to me. How many times do we do that? Do you do that? No, because we don't think that it's something that we need. I'm going to quote something from Parks and Rec, which if you watched it, but it's called Treat Yourself. We need to take time out to treat ourselves. That is loving ourselves to any extent that there is. It could be something extravagant, like going on this wonderful trip just for you, and it can be amazing. Or it can be small, where it's just you give yourself love. Maybe it's a bubble bath. Maybe it's a glass of wine. Maybe it's just you need to buy yourself flowers to remind you how much you're loved by you. We need to take this time out to tell ourselves that we're loved, and we take self-care. Self-care is super important, because if we don't care for ourselves, we can't care for other people. It's automatic. There is no way that you can have the strength and the ability to care for someone else if you aren't taking care of yourself, and if you aren't loving yourself. No one can love you better than you, because you know you. You know what you like, you know what you don't like, you know what you love, what you see. You know everything about you, because you are your own best friend, because you are worth everything that you want and everything that you need. And the biggest thing about this is that you can love you even more. It is huge, huge for us to just sit and take that time out to love ourselves. And not only love ourselves, but even in the times of grief, to know that we love our children and it'll never go away. I sometimes am super fearful of that. I honestly am so scared that one day I'm just going to wake up and forget my children, and that's going to be it. Especially because I don't have any other children. I don't have living children. I just have the 3 stillborns. And when I think about that, that scares me, and I get afraid. And then I realize how much love I have for them, that there's no way I could ever forget them. No way. Because in my heart, I'm always going to be their mother. And in my heart, I know how much love they show me and bring to me, and how much I just love them, even if they're not here. And that's the same for you. So if you're sitting there thinking, oh, I don't need this, or, I'm just going to move on from it. If I never think about it, if I only mask the pain of what's going on in my life, then that's going to be better. The truth is, it's not. It's just not. Take that time. Love yourself. Take that time to remember how much you love your children. And it doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman, because I know that as society, we do not take that time out. And so I just want you to remember and use some of these tips. I want you to sit down and think about the things that you love. And I don't mean like your family, your friends, your kids, things that you love to do, things that you just feel so relaxed by. Maybe it's reading a good book. Maybe it's taking a walk, swinging on swings in the park. Just things that you love, even when people do to you. Write you cute notes or anything. And then I want you to do a couple of those things to yourself. Maybe it's just that you need to write what amazing stuff you've done and how amazing you are to yourself, and sign it and give it to you, and just remember how great you are. Or it's just bringing yourself some flowers, sitting on the couch, and just taking some me time out. February is a month of just crazy Valentine's Day love, and we always show people how much we love them. But in this mix, do we ever show ourselves how much we love each other and how much we love us? We don't. So this week, or this month, try to take that time to love you. And if you know someone who's going through a hard time with their child loss, help them remember how much they're loved and how much they love their kid, no matter what, even if right now they can't understand it. I just want to reach out to also say, if you have any questions or have any sort of ideas that you would love for me to share on my blog of Staying Strong with Ashley, please feel free to reach out to me. I am more than welcome to try and figure out what else works for you guys and how best I can help you in this season of life. Thank you so much. Bye.